Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last time, we managed to break apart Bikini's testimony, and today, Larry will more than likely be taking the stand. Alright, let's go.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. Second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall in which she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night, were you the one who used the snowmobile? Sprite change, uh-oh.
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Psyche locks in court? 5? Are these the same ones for Phoenix or are these separate ones? Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunham?
No matter who or what may come, I can never take a life.
I don't know about that one, Chief. As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Alright. Larry's about to take the stand. This is about to be some foolishness. Some straight up clownery, I bet. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where's the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intention was to capture you.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Laurice Dunham, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. At least it'll keep him in line. Oh, what the frick are you smiling for?
Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Hey, that was just artistically rendering.
Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. I hate you so much, Larry. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? No, working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I got nothing to do with this trial, at all. I expect all your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Right, Red. Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch! Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now, eh?
This is too much for me.
Yeah, shut up. Alright, what he seen? Let's go.
I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy?
Oh my god. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me would make you internally unhappy.
Oh, ain't that true? Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Alright. So there was one thing in there that caught my attention. We didn't even bring this up to him, did we? Larry, you really didn't see it?
Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile, Scoop.
Larry, say snowmobile for me, please.
Snowmobile.
If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest?
Shut up. What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me.
Seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. Going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. Okay. Walked to that bridge a number of times.
No, you didn't.
A number of times? How many?
Maybe 5 times? Went once every 20 minutes.
Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night.
You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands.
Love, you say? Was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack? Using this blackmail letter? Blackmail?
No, that was simply a product of overflowing love.
You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. So, what'd you see? Hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh?
Well, you see...
Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. I mean, if the shoe fits. Okay, so what do we have, like, anything from him confirming? No, nothing from him confirming. But let's try to press on this. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse.
So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stake my whip.
Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right?
See, you can do it if you try. Ouch! There's only one issue here. What you saw a dusky bridge?
Dang, okay, thought I was onto something there. And see, it's a snowmobile. You didn't meet anyone?
That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay?
Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now. It would appear that simply pressing them isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. The judge is giving me tips? Indeed. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. Need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Okay, looking up at the stars that night. Walk to the bridge a number of times. I don't have anything for this. The only thing I can think to present would be this. It says, I'll be waiting for you. I'll give it a shot. Okay, well. Number of times. Didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Wait, no, he said he did see someone, right? Oh man, why can't this be like Danganronpa where you can check the transcript unless I'm missing something here? No. I can't remember. Did he say he saw somebody? Okay, well, let's go down the line if that were the case. It wouldn't be you. Wouldn't be you. Not you. Not you. Currently missing. Definitely not you. Can't remember. He never saw her. It wouldn't be you. It would not be you. It would be one of these two that he saw. But I don't have any evidence to prevent that he saw anything. I genuinely can't remember if he said he saw anyone or not. But I don't see any other evidence that, like, forget about, like, presenting at the correct spot. I don't see any other evidence that would be, like, useful here. Caution to the wind. No. Alright, let's actually be careful here. Or was I thinking about this the wrong way? Because technically, he did see Phoenix at the bridge. It was after it got hit by lightning, but he still saw him that night. Get him on a technicality? Wow, okay. Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry? But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
Ah, you're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right. Me in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
What I saw, part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. Or about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Looked out the window. The dusky bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. Totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know what that man is. Oh, my blah blah. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Dang, I don't see anything in this. I've been 10:30. When did the lightning strike? Oh yeah, that corroborates. All right. Press on everything. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. God, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Excited? Dare I even ask? I said the meeting time is 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early, too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end. Oh my god. Oh my god. Either they really tried to make that joke, or I am like a 13-year-old child.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. Thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. Lying under my bedding. This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kapow. Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. Big bada boom. Or a little like that. It's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... Looked out and the dusky bridge was on fire. Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it pretty much stopped snowing, so I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. Still some thunder, but I went right away to check.
Then again, a weather report wouldn't really comment on thunder, so I guess that's pointless. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? Lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on, well, it pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press them for a little more info? This. Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Good point. Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? Arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright? Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What's this feeling? Suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Maybe, just maybe, sorry for that cough. This would be a good one too. Why go to the bridge if it's on fire? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why'd you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness. My reasoning? Okay, reasoning is it? I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. What? So you decided to go and see what was happening. That's right. We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real like, really special? Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle? Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt. Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip. Tell me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there, yeah, okay, I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of that. So I probably would. Wait. No, let me go back to this. Why didn't you call anyone? Showed up at the bridge. Nick showed up less than a minute later. So, lightning struck at 10:45. 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. It took him about 5 minutes to get there, so he got there at 10:50, which is when it's, or did he leave out at 10:50? That's when it started snowing. Huh, okay, wait, little confused here. Only thing I can think of is the fact that he says the fire was just about out, but that would have been 10 minutes after it struck, when the fire didn't go out until 30 minutes after. This is like the most minor of minor things. But I'm gonna present it. Wrong button. Huh, alright. Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with them? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. It's only a 15-minute gap. I mean, that's kind of an inconclusive, or infinitesimal? Well, no, not infinitesimal, but just negligible is probably the best choice of words there, like a negligible amount of time. But to be fair, a lot can happen in 15 minutes. I mean, our house got robbed before somebody was able to get here in time after the alarm went off, so I don't know, but yeah. Alright, well, excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Laurice Dunham. Yeah. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11, in which case it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The floor is slippery, or is that what he said? The floor is... Some was slippery, but there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It's clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means... what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you... Is that correct? Yeah, okay. I suggest you to stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then. What happened during those missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got really woken up by a toilet splashback. Ew? I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Order. Yeah! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix, right? I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? That's what I was asking earlier. Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we were talking about, and even he isn't capable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes? I may really say it this time. Everything, yeah. Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this, however. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? Tell the truth, eh? Come on, buddy. Tell the truth, guy. Come on, pal. It's 15 minutes. I'm a Dunham. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Shock and awe that I was feeling. I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. Ha! 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 You'll regret this, Edgy. I regret you taking the stand, that's for dang sure. Press on everything. Tell us, Larry. My name is Laurice, get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. Just who exactly are you? I am Laurice Dunham, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself, in any case. Then you are an artist? Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching in front of the bridge, I was whipped to a frenzy of art. Sketching? The burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. The sketch of mine is, yeah, enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. Ooh, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Look at the sketch. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Well, well. Even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this. Imagined what? That Laurice Dunham's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ouch. Show it, now. Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Dunham. What in the frick? Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate-looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for her future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Larry, please answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Are you? The girl. Oh, hi. Wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Hi? The girl, she's really high up in this picture. Well, yeah, Larry might be high. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Wait, which cheek? Okay, let's move away from that. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let's get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what'd you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me. Larry's sketch added to the court record. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Donham, an artist, frenzy of art. So Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. Just where did you see this sight from? Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. And after about 5 minutes, I saw it. The defendant flying? That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. I see, that all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. Just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. White hood flying. I mean, we established that she gave her hood to Phoenix. The bikini did state that, like, anyone could just grab a spare. I'll give it a shot. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that is the truth. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? The person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. Hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling Hood. Well, it seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there is something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? He is a phoenix. Hi-yo! What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you... Nick, you dog! Oh, that would have been a perfect opportunity to have him say, what am I fighting for? Could have come around full circle with the Iris Mega Man 4 reference. No, this isn't happening. What am I fighting for? Please, why they... Capcom, you made both games. Do the reference. Sadness. I do believe this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage. Ha. What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Laurice Dunham, shall prove it. Didn't expect to ask this again. We shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the definitiveness depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew. But she's not a bird, though. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. It led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. A crystal sphere? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere, where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere? Looks about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Crystal sphere added to the court record. Found half covered in snow. Has blood on it. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Laurice Dunham only a few minutes ago? Alright. I picked up on this yesterday when I was searching through the evidence. This is what I was alluding to yesterday because I noticed a discrepancy. This staff was found at the scene of the crime. It's carried by Elise when she was alive, and it has her fingerprints on it. Now, if we look at this picture right here, yeah, that there is a sphere. And if we look at this picture, oh well, we don't see it here, but I mean, it is missing from here. So I think I'm going to get right to the point. No one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Well, let me press first. I want to make absolutely sure. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reasons you thought that was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct? That's right, my gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning, and her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound. Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradictions in this testimony will be easy, but I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. Alright, well, let's get right to the point. No one else could have lost their sphere. Maybe it was her. Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Miss Elise Dunham, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. Hey, I was right. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back. Ouch! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah! The crystal sphere! It's gone. What? 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 Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Dunham? A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that. I saw it with my own two eyes. And this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case? That crystal sphere? It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There's blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. Wait. Yo. She blaming Larry? What? You mean I'm the killer? No way! All joking aside. Oh, okay. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? What's your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere? If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called would have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Trying to see. Because that just lets us know that she had it at one point. Is it the fact that her staff is gone? Oh, but no, they could use that to say, like, oh, they threw it away. Footprints. There are footprints. Oh, but no, they could say, oh, yeah, that was after the murder. They threw it away. Good lord. I got nothing. No matter how I look at it, it's not possible. It is certainly strange that the crystal sphere was found near the bridge, but perhaps it is just a curveball from the killer. Well, well, Miles Edgeworth seems to have nothing further to say. I am left with no choice. Court sees no reason. What is this? Hey, Edgy, you're a defense attorney, aren't you? It was Nick standing where you are right now. If it was Nick, do you think he'd give up? No, he'd find the truth no matter what it took, no matter how crazy it seemed. Right. At this moment, I'm standing where you should be. Which means there's only one thing to do. Think like you. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I'll prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. Alright, so just flying by the seat of your pants. Alright, fair enough. You'll do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. It should come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. Order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. The only thing I can think of. But why would I present this when they have that? The only thing I can think of are the footprints. Or maybe the Skizzy Shito? Because the blood on it. If it was dropped after, there would be no blood? I don't know what I would present here, though. Okay, I don't think I would present the same picture on the backdrop that they're showing me, so Skizzy Cheeto? Oh, fuck off. Your response, Miss Von Karma. Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this phrase? Miles Edgeworth. I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now. Go, go, Edgy. Do it. Prove it. Win, win, win. He's cheering, as though I'm listening to the ominous calls of ravens. One more chance, Your Honor. I can't turn back after coming all this way. Time of the murder, and when the crystal sphere was dropped. Need to find proof that the latter happened first. Jesus flippin' Christ. Genuinely, the only other options I can think of are the crime photo and the autopsy? Because with the stab being in her back for blood to get on it. Go for broke. Nope. Alright. Only other thing I can think of is to present that picture on the picture, which seems wrong. So it was the picture. Okay. I mean, I had a feeling from the get-go, but it just seemed weird to present the picture on the picture that they're showing as opposed to them saying, okay, point to what you think is suspicious here. The crystal sphere was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. Snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. Oh. That it was still snowing, and if the snow stopped at like 11 or 10:50, and the murder occurred at 11. So yeah. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. But then why would I present that? So then, wouldn't it have been better to present the weather report there then? Snowing. On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there was no snow on the victim's body. Or would this have been interchangeable? Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? Order. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of events are also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. No. It had to be the snowmobile. On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ah! As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order! 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 Yeah! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You have dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Heh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise Dunham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Damn. Burn. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy. Thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Yeah. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Frenzy whip me out. Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. Shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame. Fuzzy! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal system stands for. He was beginning to enjoy it. She demands satisfaction. Ain't gonna get nothing from him. He dead? If so, I would like that. Cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed, eh? I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. Well, that's an end right there. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today. Next time, we begin the investigation anew. I have no clue where this is going. We're just going to have to do a lot of investigating. I have zero clue what is happening. No, I have no leads. Nothing. But we have some bits of evidence that haven't been used yet, so... Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and see you next time for some more Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribs. Goodbye.